Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business. And today I have an incredible guest, Alexander Dakers. Our topic today is helping charities through art. Alexander is renowned by the BBC as a political artist. Alexander, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Hello, Mark. It's a privilege to be here on the show, and thank you very much for having me.
I'm looking forward to a conversation with you today, Alexander. Before I get started, I just want to make a legal disclaimer that Alexander is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Alexander, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business and helping charities through art?
Well, I've been an artist for a long time, since I was very young. I'm going to be 40 very soon, so I have done art for many years. I've officially licensed as working as a professional artist in 2012. I was born in a beautiful village of Innellan in Argyll and Bute in Scotland, and that was where I was raised. My father is a talented artist himself, and he passed on his art techniques to me through development. My mother was always there as well, with lots of support and love and belief to help me into the art world. And I've had great people around me, friends and family, including my uncle Jimmy back home in Glasgow, were massive influences in my art and development. But all the friends and family have been massive supports as well. Also because of the Chilean background of my family, due to the Chilean coup that happened in 1973, which affected the family. My grandfather was a political prisoner. His name is Leopoldo Osorio. So this kind of developed pushing my art to express the sadness and kind of hope for the future. Chris Connelly was my art teacher when I was studying at the Glasgow School of Art many years ago, and believed into my ability. My fiancée as well, Basha Gowden, has been a fantastic figure and influence to my present art, and since the first exhibition is my biggest art critic. So I managed to get through any criticism because of her fantastic support. And Xander Artwork was created in 2012 officially, and I use many different medias, watercolor, oils, acrylic. I'm not frightened to try anything. I do portraits, landscape, abstract art, and I've worked with many things like photos and creative ideas myself. And with charity work, because of the great work that Amnesty International did for my grandfather for his freedom after having a life sentence and freed in 3 years, I support Amnesty International, and I also support many other charities as well.
I have seen you do a lot of great work for charity. Your artwork is incredible, Alexander. Can you share with our listeners, who are your customers? Who are your clients?
I think, Mark, if everybody is probably my customers. I think art in the world is kind of selective. It depends what you like and what you're looking for. I have a lot of people who buy art as art collectors, people who enjoy my switch of styles as I change the style of my art to realism, to abstract, to fantasy. I've had people all over the world buy my art, so I'm very proud of that. So I would say my customers are everybody who enjoys the art style that I use. So yeah, I'm open to that market.
Do you recall a specific aha moment that led to the launch of your business?
I think with a ha-ha moment with the launch of my business, I would have to say that the biggest influence was the family uniting together. My whole family, my cousins, my uncles, my brothers, and my mum, everyone united together during the Augusto Pinochet regime, in which thousands of people died and affected the family. So through that suffering, I have voiced my art through the pain and suffering to make it creative and show sadness in some of the political art that I have been known for. But I also have other art which shows happiness, so that are more relaxing and more easier for the eye. So that's the way I work. So I think that would probably be my biggest aha moment.
That is a really nice aha moment, Alexander, because family being together is so important. What really motivates you every single day to jump out of bed?
I think will be my determination as I even dream during the night to think about my next challenge. I like to help people, and we can't change the whole world with all the problems that we have, but what we can do is change someone's life for the better, and everybody can do that. So I think that lives within inside myself, and I live for that moment to wake up and come up with new ideas and to educate youngsters about past regimes and be motivated them for the future and educate them to do well in their careers, and also be my own boss and control my own business. I think that is the beauty of what I do.
I like that actually, because it's great having the freedom of being your own boss. It does mean that you have to be very disciplined to do the work because you haven't got a boss telling you what to do. But like you, Alexander, I'm self-employed and I like that freedom of not having to answer to anybody.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good one as well.
What sets your business apart and what unique need are you filling for your customers?
I think art will always be for many different customers, as I do art from scratch, which means that I am paint original paintings. I start from empty canvases and I work to create some sort of painting for people. I do a lot of work, and I'm even looking down the horizon now, do book covers for some authors. I do political art, as you do know, for the Chilean regime. I also have other political art with children in Syria, many other things like that, to support big charities like Amnesty International, Julius House, Oxfam. But the beauty with my art, which I like to do for what I do for art, I like to, when you buy my paintings, or if someone buys my paintings, there is a percentage of every single painting that will go towards the people that really need it. So that is the secret behind my art.
You are very generous and you've done great things for charity. And you break the rules a little bit, don't you, Alexander, with your artwork, using things that you shouldn't use or you've been told not to use. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Of course I can, Mark. I think as you study in school and you learn from fellow teachers, you're told not to mix acrylic and oil. A lot of artists will tell you that because it doesn't really mix together. But I dismiss that. I like to experiment. So I have done paintings mixing acrylic paint with oil paint. I've also done paintings to get this three-dimensional effect that I try to work with within my art. I try to use clay and merge it into the canvas so it becomes a solid unit, and then try to bring the painting to life to actually pop out of the canvas. So I really feel it's important for any artist to never be scared to use anything. I have used soil, I have used glue, I have used leaves, flowers, clay, and people think I'm crazy, but if it gives an effect to the painting and surprises people, then that's very important.
Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
I think art is important in today's modern world because art is a symbol to beauty. And the aspect is that art has been going on for centuries. And the greatest artists of the past, like Van Gogh, Salvador Dali, Picasso, they will always be the legends in art. But because of what they've done and us artists of today, I think it's important that it's really good for people's houses and people who enjoy art and to follow an artist. Also, art grows in value. Any artist will tell you that as time goes on. So the more exhibitions the artist does, the value will grow up. But as other artists do know, if you were to pass away, the art can shoot through the roof sometimes. And it has happened to many artists, even modern artists of today. But I am still alive, so I'm going to laugh that one off. But art does grow in value. And it's also well known if you do more exhibitions and work in hotels for people to see, then the value will go up for the artist and the brand name.
Yes, you've mentioned some great points there, that art is a real luxury, but not only is it a luxury, it's also an investment because it goes up in value. And also, you must have a lot of people waiting for you to pass away then, Alexander.
That's true. But I've also got very supportive friends and family, so if you could live forever, that'd be fantastic.
Now, you mentioned exhibitions. You have an incredible exhibition coming up in London. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I'm coming along to have a great look at your artwork. So please share a little bit more about your exhibition.
Yes, Mark. The exhibition in London is from the 18th till the 24th of June. It'll be at the Brick Lane Gallery in London, which is one of the 5th best galleries in London. So I'm very proud to be offered the opportunity to exhibit my work there. The kind of work what you will see will be different varieties of work, lots of colours, and also there will be the political art which will show the sadness of many things in the world to give a striking effect of realism. However, there is other art that which will suit houses, hotels, etc., or buyers who prefer that sort of thing. I do a lot of celebrity style, so I've done a Frank Sinatra, David Bowie, Amy Winehouse, U2. I've done a lot of celebrity work through the paintings. So if people have idols, that would be fantastic for them to see.
Can you share more details on the kind of service and products you offer?
I think more details that I offer is that I do a lot of exhibitions. So I've got this exhibition at Brick Lane Gallery. I've also have another one at Bournemouth coming up, and then I'll be invited back to London. I do a lot of commissioned art as well. So if people have something they specifically want, maybe from a photograph of their loved ones, and they wanted to change the image in the background to something dramatic or something different, like maybe a beautiful scenery, I can work like that as well. I've done murals for schools, playgrounds, and I also do live art teaching to show the art from the start to the finish, which I'm actually doing one on Friday at Reef Encounter in Bournemouth.
Now, I would imagine you have all sorts of client success stories. What is one that really stands out in your mind?
Success stories. That's a difficult one. I think it would have to be the fact is that my art has been bought around the world. And my first exhibition in Bournemouth, which I did in 2012, I sold nearly every painting and raising over £8,000 for Amnesty International. I'm very proud to have at that show 3 political prisoners who suffered during the Chilean coup in 1973. So my grandfather attended it, and he's Leopoldo Osorio, who, if you Google his name, you'll see he has a lot of status behind him because he's a legend within my family. Similar to Nelson Mandela, sentenced to life but released in 3 years because of Amnesty International. So I'm very proud that they attended my show. I'm also proud that I did a live art stream that was broadcasted on live stream around the world, which I did in Bournemouth Square of Eddie Howe, the football manager. It was a portrait that I worked from a small photograph. And that was signed by the entire Bournemouth first team football players, which are the international players of the football team. And to have that signed and invited to their ground was a very massive highlight for myself, and it made me very proud. And that money is going to Julia's house, so that's in auction as of now. And I've also been on the BBC radio, so that was another highlight to my career so far.
So even though you found it a hard question, there were so many successes there, particularly the work you are doing for charity, helping people that need the support. It's incredible, Alexander. How do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
I think it's word of mouth to find the artists and to study the artists. Paintings at the exhibition. So I have the show at the Brickland Gallery, the most recent one coming up. I have been renowned as a political artist. The BBC covered that as the political artist, but I'm not just a political artist. I do lots of different kinds of styles and designs. I have been covered by an art magazine recently. I have new customers and many followers of my art, which are obviously I'm very proud to have such a great group of people around me. And I have a great support from the charities because they're very dedicated to the work I do.
I find your work fascinating, Alexander. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
I think we covered everything, Mark. I just would like to say people can view my art on my website, which is www.zanderartwork.com. I have an Instagram account, which is zander.artwork. And you can Google my name, Alexander Dakers, on YouTube. You'll probably see some live stream footage or some trailer of the up-and-coming Brickland Gallery. You can contact me by email, if you wish. And also, I would like to say about the GoFund page, which I'm doing for Loop Productions, which is based in Czech Republic. It's a GoFund page supporting disabled workers into employment. So they are taking control of my merchandise. So you will see, Mark, they're doing things like clock designs, etc., with my art inside the clocks, which is quite spectacular. So I'd like to invite everyone to the Brickland Gallery from the 18th to the 24th of June. And I'm also looking very forward to seeing Mark in person instead of chatting to you on this radio station.
Alexander, you didn't tell the audience your email address, so how can people email you and how can people find out more about the exhibition?
To find out more about the exhibition, if you would just Google Alexander Dakers, you will find quite a lot on the Brick Lane. Or you could go to Brick Lane Gallery website. You'll find a bibliography about me starting from scratch and about the show. My email address is zanderartwork@outlook.com. You're more than welcome to send me anything that you're looking for, or if you want to come and see my show. It's free admission, just to let you know, but I ask just for a kind donation towards Loop Productions to help the disabled workers in the Czech Republic.
Alexander, thank you so much for sharing your story, your business knowledge, and more about you today. I've really enjoyed interviewing you.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on this show, and I'm looking forward to see you very soon.
Today, I have been having a conversation with Alexander Dakers, renowned by the BBC as a political artist. Our topic has been helping charities through art. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Until next time, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.